Are you about to miss out on extra money that's already sitting in your Social Security account right now? Because millions of retirees just got a permanent raise this year, and most people have no idea how much it actually is or how to use it the right way. If you're collecting benefits, planning to retire soon, or someone you care about depends on Social Security, what I'm breaking down today will directly affect your bank account every single month for the rest of your life. This isn't temporary. This isn't a one time thing. This is a locked in increase that stays with you forever. And I'm going to show you exactly how much you're getting, why most people are confused about the real number, and how to make sure you're actually getting every dollar you deserve. Now, before we go any further, do me a quick favor. Drop a comment right now and tell me what state you're watching from. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update that could put more money in your pocket. All right, let's get into this. So here's what's happening. Every single year, Social Security uses something called the cost of living adjustment. You've probably heard it called COLA to bump up your benefits so they keep pace with inflation. This isn't optional, it's not a bonus, it's legally required, and it's calculated using real inflation data from the third quarter of the previous year. When inflation goes up, your increase tends to be bigger. When inflation cools off, the increase gets smaller. Pretty straightforward. But here's where it gets interesting and where most people get completely confused. You've probably seen headlines online saying things like massive Social Security raise or retirees getting hundreds more per month. And then you check your bank account and you're thinking, wait, where's my massive raise? The truth is, the real number is way more grounded than those clickbait headlines make it sound. And today, I'm walking you through exactly what's changing, how to calculate your actual new benefit, and why your check might not match what you expected. First, let's talk about what permanent actually means, because this matters more than you think. When your Social Security goes up through COLA, that new amount becomes your baseline forever. It doesn't disappear after a few months, it doesn't get taken away. You don't have to apply for anything special. It's automatic and it lasts as long as you're collecting benefits. That's why people call it permanent, because once it goes up, it never goes back down. Even if inflation drops to zero next year, your check stays at the higher level. Every future increase just gets added on top of this new total. Think about that for a second. If you've been collecting Social Security for 10 or 20 years, you've already received multiple permanent raises that have stacked up and significantly changed the size of your monthly payment. So, even though each individual year's increase might feel small, over time they compound into a real difference that changes your financial picture in retirement. Now, here's the part that trips people up. A lot of beneficiaries assume everyone gets the same dollar amount added to their check, but that's not how it works. COLA is a percentage, not a flat dollar amount. That means if you're getting a higher benefit, you'll see a bigger dollar increase. If you're getting a smaller benefit, your dollar increase will be smaller. Two people can get wildly different amounts even though they both got the same percentage increase. To figure out your personal increase, you need to know your current monthly benefit, then multiply that number by the COLA percentage. Let me give you some real examples so this makes sense. Let's say you're currently getting $1,800 a month and the COLA is 2.8%. Your increase would be about $50.40 more each month. But if someone else is getting $3,000 a month, their increase would be $84. Meanwhile, someone getting $1,200 would only see about $33.60. These differences are completely normal, and they reflect the fact that Social Security is designed to grow proportionally based on the benefit you already earned through all your working years. Now, here's something else you need to understand. Social Security was never designed to replace your entire income. It was built to provide a stable foundation. But over the years, more and more retirees have become heavily dependent on Social Security as their main source of income or even their only source of income. Rising costs for everything, medical bills, housing, groceries, utilities, all of it, has made that foundation increasingly critical. That's exactly why COLA increases play such an essential role in keeping retirees financially afloat. Without them, millions of people would fall further and further behind every single year. And look, I get it. This year's raise might not feel massive, but its long lasting impact on your monthly stability is actually significant. For people living on fixed incomes, even an extra 20, 30, or $50 a month can make a real difference when your budget is already stretched thin. Here's another question I hear all the time. Why doesn't my actual check match what I thought the COLA increase should give me? One major reason is Medicare Part B premiums. For most retirees, Medicare premiums are deducted directly from your Social Security check. So if Medicare premiums go up, and they do go up frequently, that increase can eat into your COLA raise. In some years, Medicare increases have been so big that they completely absorbed the entire COLA increase for a lot of beneficiaries. This year, the impact varies from person to person. Some people will see a clean, clear increase. Others will have part of their raise reduced by Medicare adjustments. This is why so many people are shocked when their actual deposit doesn't match the number they calculated. It's not a mistake. It's not Social Security messing up. It's simply how Medicare and Social Security interact with each other. To truly understand your own new benefit amount, you have to look at the official notice Social Security sends you, either by mail or posted in your online My Social Security account. That notice shows your gross benefit, your deductions, and your net deposit. The final number, the amount that actually lands in your bank account, that's the number you need to pay attention to when you're budgeting for the year ahead. Let's talk about payment schedules for a second because people get confused about when they'll actually receive their updated amount. Social Security payments are deposited based on your birthday, typically in the second, third, or fourth week of the month. SSI payments follow a totally different schedule, usually arriving at the beginning of the month. So even though the new amount is effective in January, not everyone sees the increased payment on the same day. Some people get their updated payment early in the month, others have to wait until the third or fourth week. This staggered schedule leads to a lot of confusion, especially for people who rely on Social Security as their primary source of income and are watching their bank account closely. Now let's shift gears and talk about something extremely important: how you can make the most of this increased amount. Even though the raise might feel small, the way you manage it can significantly improve your financial security. One powerful approach is to allocate that additional money toward the essential expenses that have risen the most, things like groceries, medications, utilities, or transportation. Another smart approach is to use the extra amount to build a small emergency buffer. Even setting aside $10 or $20 a month can accumulate over time and help you avoid financial stress when unexpected expenses pop up, and they always do. For those of you who are still working while collecting Social Security, and millions of Americans are doing this now, the increase can help offset the impact of the earnings limit. If you're under full retirement age and you earn more than the annual limit, part of your Social Security may be temporarily withheld. This doesn't mean you lose the money forever, it gets added back later, but it does affect your monthly cash flow. Having a slightly larger Social Security check can help soften that impact and give you a little more breathing room. Let's also talk about the psychological side of these increases because honestly, it matters more than people realize. Retirement can be incredibly stressful, especially when you're trying to stretch a fixed income across unpredictable expenses. A COLA increase, even a modest one, offers a real sense of stability and reassurance. It's a reminder that Social Security is designed to adapt to economic conditions and that you're not left on your own to deal with rising costs. This feeling of financial breathing room is important because it helps people plan better, worry less, and feel more confident about the future. Retirees who understand how their benefits work tend to make better decisions, avoid common pitfalls, and stay financially secure for longer. Now, another topic that comes up all the time is whether Social Security will remain strong enough for future generations. People see the word raise and sometimes worry that increasing benefits will weaken the system. The reality is way more complex than that. COLA increases are built into the structure of Social Security, and they do not directly threaten its long-term solvency. The challenges Social Security faces are tied to demographic shifts, things like longer life expectancy, and a shrinking ratio of workers to retirees, not COLA adjustments. The good news is that lawmakers have many options to strengthen the program in the future, and historically, Social Security has been adjusted multiple times to ensure stability. So when you hear that your check has increased, you can feel confident knowing that this adjustment is part of a long-standing system designed to keep up with inflation, not something that puts the program at risk. For people nearing retirement age, this new increase also affects how you plan your start date for benefits. A lot of people don't realize that the benefit amount you receive when you first file continues to grow with future COLA, even if you file early. However, the penalties for claiming early or the bonuses for waiting until age 70 also stack on top of those COLA increases. That means if you haven't claimed yet, these new numbers may slightly change the optimal time for you to file. Some people decide to wait longer to lock in a higher starting benefit. Others choose to file earlier to take advantage of the new higher baseline. The right decision depends on your health, your finances, and your personal situation. But understanding how the new increase applies should absolutely be part of your retirement planning process. We should also talk about how spouses and survivors are affected because these benefits also rise automatically with COLA. If you receive spousal benefits, survivor benefits, or you're caring for dependent children who qualify for benefits, your amounts will also increase. This is especially important for widows and widowers because survivor benefits can vary depending on the age at which benefits were claimed, the late spouse's earnings record, and other factors. The COLA increase helps preserve the financial protection these benefits were designed to provide. Many survivors rely heavily on Social Security, and this raise can help offset rising living costs during a time when income may already be limited. Beyond that, people receiving disability benefits, including SSDI, also see their payments adjusted with COLA. For many disabled individuals, the increase is not just helpful, it's absolutely essential because disability often limits the ability to work or earn supplemental income. As medical costs rise, transportation costs rise, and basic necessities become more expensive, COLA ensures that people with disabilities are not left behind. This is especially important because SSDI benefits are tied to the individual's lifetime earnings, and many recipients have relatively low benefits compared to full retirees. The increase can provide essential breathing room. Now let's talk about taxes because yes, Social Security benefits can be taxable depending on your income level, and a COLA increase can actually affect your tax situation. If your combined income, which includes Social Security plus any other income you earn, exceeds certain thresholds, you may owe taxes on part of your benefits. The COLA increase may push some people slightly above those thresholds. This doesn't mean Social Security is taxed heavily for most people, but it's important to be aware that the new amount may influence your tax bill. Planning ahead can prevent surprises when tax season rolls around next year. Many beneficiaries want to know how to verify their new amount. And the simplest way is to check your official Social Security COLA notice, which is available through your online account. If you don't have an account yet, it's absolutely worth creating one because it gives you quick access to your benefit history, tax forms, earnings record, and future estimates. It's one of the most useful financial tools available to retirees, and it ensures you always have accurate information directly from Social Security rather than relying on guesswork or rumors floating around online. At this point, you might be wondering how this new increase compares to previous years. Recent years have seen unusually high increases due to inflation. This year's increase is more moderate but still meaningful. Historically, COLA has averaged around 2 to 3% per year, although some years had zero increases when inflation was low or non-existent. The important thing to understand is that each increase builds on the last one, making your lifetime benefit larger in ways that add up significantly over time. A single increase might not feel dramatic in the moment, but 20 increases over 20 years absolutely change your financial picture in a major way. As we move forward into this new year with these updated benefits, the most important thing you can do is stay informed. Social Security is a critical part of your financial foundation, and understanding the system helps you maximize your benefits and avoid costly mistakes. If you depend on these payments, every adjustment matters, every change matters, and every single dollar matters. That's why it's so important to follow reliable updates, not rumors, not misinformation, but accurate, clear explanations that empower you to make the best decisions for your situation. So if you found this helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications so you never miss another update, and drop a comment below telling me what state you're watching from and what questions you still have about your Social Security benefits. Staying informed isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential for protecting your income, your retirement, and your financial peace of mind. Let's keep navigating these changes together so you can feel confident, secure, and fully prepared for the years ahead.